Good morning. On my way, I've left Black Point. That is Black Point behind me. Light winds, about 10 knots, but I'm on a broad reach, so I'm actually sailing, which is good. And just doing about 3.5 knots, something like that. That's okay. I can't arrive until after low tide, and low tide is at 11:30. So, you know, I'd rather it takes me 3 hours rather than getting there in 2 hours. I'm heading up to a place called Thomas Cay, hopefully. The wind is supposed to die down completely today, but then kind of swirl over the next couple of days. It's really irritating because you want to find protection from the east, then you need to find protection from the west, you need to find protection from the north, you need to find protection from the south. And that either means moving all the time or trying to find somewhere that has all-round protection. And there's only a couple of places with all-round protection here. One of them is between the majors, which I've already been to, and I might end up going back there. We'll see. The other looks like, for shallow draft vessels, this area up by Thomas Cay, Pipe Cay. Hopefully I'll be able to get in there with my shallow draft and stay there for a couple of days. I'm going to try it. If it doesn't work out, then I'll back out and I'll go back down to between the majors and hang out there for a few days. But between Black Point and the channel to Thomas Cay, I have to work my way through an armada of Anchor's super yachts. It's called SKAT, S-K-A-T, which means treasure in Danish. Formerly owned by a software engineer at Microsoft. Obviously did pretty well out of his stock options. That one's the 7 Seas. Don't know what the big one at the back is called. And then I don't know what that little mini one is. But yeah, I've got a... So I came up, I just tacked just before hitting that island. Now I've got to tack, go through past super yachts, get past them on the other side, then tack again and get up to where I want to be. Andy, guy's got his helicopter on board.
Every day, Monday hustle. Time no day for the buffalo.
So that is 7 Seas,
Muscle. When the money come
358 feet. I think the sailboat is trying to get a close-up of Mr. Steven Spielberg, who apparently owns this one. The close one is called Eternity, and the far one is called Mimi. Mimi is 125 foot, and on Eternity is 213 foot. Even the woman them come back me. I don't go use them anyhow. The man them work for the woman them chop. Money by love make the man them broke. Me I talk say when the thing come fine. You want know me I got the money. So that is Vibrant Curiosity, 280 foot, plus helicopter. Very convenient. There's a little guy leading the way. I actually thought that was anchored. I was downstairs having my lunch, or making my lunch, and I thought, you know, it only took a couple of minutes. I thought I'll stick my head up and see. I stuck my head up and saw the big fella there. So the little boat leading in was probably looking at me thinking, who the heck's, where's the skipper? Come on. All right, I think, yeah, I'm clear of super yachts for the minute. I'll have my lunch and then I can tack again. I'm going to put the engine on and I'm going to take the sails down. I would have preferred to have good light for better navigation or better visual through the shallows, but it is what it is. It is also a rising tide now, so that is called, well, it's either called Rat Cay or Wild Tamarind Cay. I'm guessing the owners have renamed it Wild Tamarind Cay because it's on the charts it's Rat Cay. But I like it. I really like it. It's beautiful, rugged. It's a nature reserve apparently, but it's got a tennis court. Looks good. And straight ahead of me is Samson Cay. It's a crazy current off that point. I'm anchored off Thomas Cay, about 50 feet behind me. I'm a little close, but equally there's about 50 feet that way. There is a kind of bar running along, which is pretty shallow, that scared the bejesus out of me as I discovered myself upon it. All of a sudden the depth sound is reading 3 feet. Anyway, I got off it okay. And I'm in a little pool, closer than I would have liked to my neighbours. But soloists can't be choosers. You know, when you're anchoring in a bit of a rush, because I'm a little bit panicky about the shallow water. I am where I am. Anyway, I'm going to leave it for a while, sit down, relax, watch what happens with the current and the wind, and if anything feels wrong, I might try to go a bit further south, which is probably where I should have gone. Yeah, I could have, the next kind of bay down, I could also anchor in. Oh well, I'm here, I'll stay here unless I feel I have to move. So I just did some manual re-anchoring. I'll try to explain underwater. So here's where my anchor is now, and this is where it was. I realised if I were to swing round, I was going to be pretty close to that hard mound separating this anchorage from the main channel. Right now there's about 2 foot of tide. Standing on it, it was only about 5 foot deep, so that's only 3 foot at low tide. Plus there are lots of corals growing on top of the mound that I don't want to damage, and I don't want them to damage my boat either. So what I did was I picked the anchor up, swam down, picked the anchor up, moved it along and dropped it down where it is now, and then I got back on board and I turned the engine on. I backed down on the anchor to really set it, because it's impossible to set well yourself manually. Yeah, so now I'm pretty happy that if the wind, and it's forecast to swings round to the east and I go to the west, I'm not going to hit that bump. I did obviously end up closer to the shore here, but I swam around to the shore side, and that's all soft sand and reasonably deep, so that even if I go that way, I'm pretty happy that I'm not going to be beached, and even if I do ground, it'll be in super soft sand. Now happy with my position in this all-around protected anchorage, I sat back to enjoy a relaxing evening and one of the most beautiful sunsets I've experienced in the Bahamas. The following morning, I woke to perfectly still waters. Ideal for paddleboarding. One of my first paddleboard experiences ended in severely lacerated feet and getting first aid treatment from Monique and Christine, because I ended up standing all over a bunch of oyster shells and ripping the soles of my feet apart. So this time I'm going to wear shoes. And there she is, inflated in the water for the first time.
Newborn day and that still warm glow. Life's in long lost times ago. Close my eyes so I can see the light. Time stands still while the sun goes round. Distant winds making silent sounds. Daylight waiting to
mast, have a look at where that boat went out. See how the depths are, and then go to the beach. Drifting down that shallow shoulder.
Nothing left where the footprints stand. Roads ahead under scarlet sand. Twilight reaching like angels through the sky.
Some kind of little path here.
Feel my moment and breathe it in. Search for skies that begin and end. Close my eyes so I can't see the light. So let it shine, 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 shine on me. Let it shine, 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 shine on me. So let it shine, 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 shine on me. Let it shine, 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 shine on me. Yeah, let it shine, 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 shine on me. Let it shine, 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 shine on me.
Made it. I'm pretty happy I moved my anchor, because I'm about, I guess, a boat length away from the bank there, and I'm pretty sure I would have swung onto it. Now the sun is out, and standing on the boom, you can really see that mound running along the channel. It is just about an hour before low tide, 45 minutes before low tide, so I'm going to go and some snorkeling in the slack water. No luck. No lobster. Lots of reef fish. One big grouper trying to distract me also from a little baby grouper. I won't go for the baby grouper. It was nice. I could have got it because it was sitting there. but the big grouper was moving really fast, ducking in holes. There was no chance. I kind of sat there waiting for a while to see if it would poke its head out, but it didn't. So, oh well. Damn, I was hoping for a lobster. So the tide has turned. I was diving a slack tide, and now I'm super happy I moved the boat, the anchor, because that there is that bank, and I 100% I would have been right on it. These are the lengths I go to do my work while I'm here. I have to hold my laptop up to get cell coverage in order to connect to the company intranet and download my emails and send the files that the guys need. I could move, I suppose, closer to Staniel Key and get better Wi-Fi, but this is such a nice anchorage I'm at. I want to stay here for the next couple of days, and I'm going there on Monday, I think, anyway, so I'll work over the weekend without Wi-Fi, or with limited Wi-Fi, not Wi-Fi, cell coverage. I didn't have to go snorkeling again to see more marine life. This barracuda spent the day sitting under my boat and was soon joined by a stingray with its snapper escort looking for their lunch. Well, it's been a nice few days at this anchorage. It's a great anchorage, really protected from everywhere. Even those 30 knots from the north last night, I felt good. The westerlies, it was good. Yeah, really nice anchorage. I like it a lot. This little bit is a little bit shallow. Unfortunately, it was spring tides, and so I've had to shorten my chain up to avoid some coral just here, or some coral just here, and also at that side I did touch the bottom for half an hour at the lowest tide the other day, but other than that, you know, perfect. Cheers.